even see certain people into this. I'm glad this is the first picture I seen. This right here. So a person that claim they know what this mean, but at the same time, they don't understand how they get and practice witchcraft on with this energy in some way, shape, or form. So keep that in mind. This right here, the Baphomet. So the Baphomet is just another word for the as above, so below. But the as above, so below is just somebody's intellectual property of understanding the stuff. So the person gotta, even though this thing right here got a 5-pointed pentagram star, right? That's just letting you know it's upright, and it's not letting its lower natures control where the spirit needs to go and things of that nature. So keep that in mind. But this image right here is just basically an anthropomorphized concept of the 6-pointed star. And it got a Masonic apron on. So this is just a concept of the 6-pointed star, and whatever other Mason or Jesuit came and expanded the knowledge for whatever new civilization there, they keep the same energy but change the shape and form to keep people rock to sleep in this energy. So keep that in mind also. All right, let me get the fuck out of this shit. Why the fuck is this open? So keep that in mind also. Now, look. Hold on. Let me go back. Now, look. This right here. Right? All of these are different versions of just 6-pointed motherfucking stars. All these are different versions of 6-pointed motherfucking stars. 6-pointed star, 6-pointed star, 6-pointed star, 6-pointed star. 6-pointed star, 6-pointed star, 6-pointed star. 6-pointed star, 6-pointed star, 6-pointed star. Everything is 6-pointed star, 6-pointed star. So don't get rocked to sleep into the pictures after the fact that's being drawn. Anytime y'all hear somebody start talking about dumb shit and things of that nature, it's all correlated to 6-pointed star. They ain't talking about nothing else. You know what I'm saying? They might get into their little la-la land and get lost in light energy and think that they talk about something different. But technically, it's all goddamn 6-pointed star shit. All this right here, 6-pointed star, 6-pointed star, 6-pointed star, 6-pointed star. So basically, even the Kabbalah is made off the 6-pointed star. Because here's the thing. When you're looking at pictures like this, right? This is the 6-pointed star. So for the most part, on the left side will be the masculine part, and the right side will be the feminine part. And it's supposed to represent and the center path right here, right? So this ain't got nothing to do with your fucking mind either, because a lot of people will make it think they're trying to make a correspondence. They think this how the mind works. And since y'all made them believe that they the smartest in the world because y'all don't know how to think for themselves, they made y'all sheep off these knowledges. So they think it's right. And they start calling the reason why they got this knowledge is because of their God. But all of this is wrong. But for the most part, this center pillar right here represent the center path. So the W represents wisdom. The left pillar over here represents the masculine energy, the sun. So the S represents strength. And the nighttime illumination, Illuminati, because we know these ain't lights, you know what I'm saying, on their own. This represents the right pillar, or Eve, and the B represents beauty. So with strength, wisdom, and beauty, you're able to internally build your pillar system or some flunked out ass shit. And this ladder right here has a bunch of correspondences too. You have some Jesuit that probably was an astronomer or an astrologer and created the concept behind it being Aquarius to Taurus. Then you may have some other flunked out Catholic or something like that create this to be like the center path and the heart area, the house of the heart, or whatever like that, or the feminine energy, or the woman that holds the key to manifesting. So what you care about is how you actually center yourself to manifest both sides of these things. Then you got somebody, then you probably have a Mason that'll come talk about this in the form of chastity, or in the form of this is the key to getting into your masculine energy so you don't get flunked out in your feminine emotion. So it's just other people trying to expand on the same energy. But every time a new person come up with a new curriculum and shit like that, they're able to have a watchtower where the next 10, 15 years, the whole world is up under their knowledge and things of that nature, like the Jehovah's Witness concept. So it's basically that. So they like to argue over knowledge and things of that nature and come to conclusions together. Something that y'all race can't seem to do in some way. So when I come and bring this kind of energy, y'all get in y'all ego and look at me like it's something wrong with me, and that's why y'all don't know shit. And that's why I'm more intelligent than y'all, just because of shit like that. Now look, now right here, this is Jesuit art, right? Now with Jesuit art, right? If you understand Masonic art, Jesuit intellect, this basically a Mason that's a Jesuit. But for the most part, when you understand, it's based on Jewish literature, the Bible and shit like that. So that's what these pictures are based on. So when you understand this concept, you're able to understand these pictures clearly. Now, all of these are still anthropomorphizing 6-pointed stars. But when you get into specific pictures, the 6-pointed star is an as above, so below, as to make a clock down here as understanding seasonal transitions. That's why they create certain holidays based on the seasons. So when you hear things like Hebrew, speculative, that means he, below the horizon, something lost in their lower lights, he or she, and then brew, a person lost in their own desires and they can't see they self out of it. So under Israelites, the sun and moon lights, right? So this will be a person that have passed over their intellectual energy and went into their low desires. Now, as above, this represent going from daytime to nighttime. So it's a Passover. So micro will create a clock and consider that to be 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., right? So there's certain prayers that certain Jesuits and Catholics and Orthodox do that, and Masons do, that if they're early in the stages, they don't even know why they do it. They're telling them that they're doing it for other reasons. But it's because you're preparing for the fall, 6 p.m. And then on a macro scale, this is called harvest season, when you're in the season of Virgo or getting ready to go in Ma'at, Libra, and the wing of Virgo, the feminine energy. So that's why it'll be Drew as a woman. And this is supposed to teach us how to harvest. So when we get into that cuffing season or balance in some way, shape, or form. So on the Jewish calendar and the Catholicism and Orthodox, they have a lot of religions. I mean, they have a lot of spiritual prayers and practices during the end of Virgo, right? So it's the Passover. That's what they call it, a Passover. The planets going below the horizon in some way, shape, or form. Now, so if you don't understand that occult practice, you might be thinking you the true people and talking about Hebrew is something like a history book and not understand how to extract the spirituality of it, and don't understand how you using this word as witchcraft on yourself. So you actually experiencing what the old actual term was meant. People who are flunked out in their lower animalistic natures. And you play that out today. So you don't understand you have the slave mind and the cult witchcraft practice on you. You're looking at it like a history book, as if the same things that's happening now wasn't happening then. You think it's some prophecy or some shit. It's somebody harnessing your goddamn energy because you low-hanging fruit. And anytime you as a low-hanging fruit start to have too many monkey-ass kids and shit like that, they create depopulation control. And since the old ways, they start to feel guilty by that, hanging y'all upside down and martial laws and shit like that. They just rather do it with the mind now and have y'all kill yourselves and go to jail yourselves and shit. So for the most part, when you're looking at this picture right here, this is not a representation of pictures. This is an image. So this is not an actual picture, because a lot of people get things fucked up when they get on this limited hangout website called Google. You know, anytime I get on Google, I'm on there destroying shit. I'm not on here relating it how it makes sense to us. All of this is Masonic thought. Some Jesuits made up the internet and shit like that. So you have to be learning how to filter through this shit, not correspondent to how you think this relates to us and our spirit. That's what they want you to do. So you just low-hanging fruit. And they ain't gonna give you no liberation, no shit. You ain't got shit to bring to the table, but you just retarded. But at the same time, when you understand occult practices, when you get on Google, you understand that you're destroying the shit. So this is the shit that they're practicing on you. So you understand any picture that you pulling up in history, they're not pictures, they're images. So these are allegories to represent a nature, not actually a picture for you to be like, look, that's Henry III. Even when they do these allegories based on actual people and things of that nature, it's still made based on an allegory, because there's nobody sitting around taking a picture in the middle of an event like this. You know what I'm saying? So you already need to know this is like a tarot card. This is like a narrative getting pulled out. You know what I'm saying? And if you live by that narrative, this is how they can look at you as a low-hanging fruit. This is the ball. This ball worship right here. Ball worship is just mean worship in nature, right? The earth element, right? And then we get to experience the earth element the most during tourist season. So you might be comedic, you might be religious, you don't know shit, but to use they shit against people who look just like you to make community and things of that nature. And for your ministries or for you to understand community or some shit. But you still go up under that limited hangout website. So fuck your community and shit like that. You doing the same thing they want you to do. Ball worship is just another word for when people say Mother Nature. We need to protect Earth. So in one breath, you might be into astrology and hear that clearly. Anytime we talk about Taurus, liking money or being grounded or being more sensual and things of that nature. So it's natures we're describing of how we live through in all life. Not for you to understand that, then now you're getting in your liberation and sheep-minded. So now you just got something to argue to rock people to sleep in your community. It ain't like whatever you arguing going to change some Jewish person's mind, because what come out your mouth is the low-hanging fruit. You don't know the actual meanings of the shit. So when a person like you come around, they create a magic square for you because they know what you paying attention to. So they'll create a website, or before websites, news channels, books, people y'all follow that made it in the world of security, stability, shelter, safety, and support. So whatever they were saying to cater to you and pander to you, you thought they was doing makes sense. So you was willing to listen to Malcolm X and things of that nature. And I'm just using that as an example. Rest in peace, him. But at the same time, they'll create a scenario like the word Mother Nature. You know what I'm saying? GMO food or something, or Mother Nature. And then now you're going somewhere saying, fuck the shadow government. They worship Baal. We need to be taking care of Mother Nature. And then they're doing that witchcraft harder than you. Taking Mother Nature and creating buildings and shelters for you to pay for, to have a Wi-Fi, for you to talk that bullshit. So when you say Mother Nature, that we need to protect it, you're doing what they want you to do. But they just doing it harder than you. That's why they run the whole world. You can't just easily go over there in Africa and create a community. You sitting around complaining how they already did that thousands of years, bitch. That's the witchcraft. That's what make them y'all gods. And y'all somewhere running around talking about some gods and that y'all took from them, thinking y'all talking about something else, and y'all talking about them. Anytime you hear an Egyptian Kemet person talking about, yeah, we are gods, we were the gods, you're basically saying the shadow government was y'all gods back then. And they just made y'all think that y'all talking about yourselves. Y'all talking about them, though, because they created the concept of you having to go through a human to know what a god is or what those elemental is and things of that nature. So since you got a mind and think you can use power, you copy the shadow government energy and do it in weak ways. And y'all have been crying for thousands and thousands of years, still not getting what y'all want, still not having the language or the words that manifest for y'all, because y'all all sinning, all got the wrong point. And what y'all lost in, and in the first place, is what it mean for them to take over rulership. Not for y'all to be like, they copy and stole, they copy and stole. What they're doing is the actual practice of how they run the world. So y'all retarded.